Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Erin and I share videos regarding my budget, my debt, and things like that, and basically how I am trying to live more cheaply and to become more of a minimalist more than I already am. And so basically today I want to talk to you guys about some of the things that I, in my past, regret purchasing, spending money on, and yeah, and just maybe you can take something away from it, maybe not, but I'm just sharing my thoughts on the situation and thinking in my head, especially over the last couple months where I've been really trying to work on my debt and everything, and the fact that I don't want to make the same mistakes, and just kind of going over what I don't want to ever do again. So yeah, let me just jump right into it. If you like these kinds of videos, go ahead and hit that like button. So the first thing that I regret purchasing, and this is more in the very distant past because I don't really spend much on these nowadays or really ever, but I used to buy designer purses, and by designer purses I mainly mean Coach. I used to have so many Coach bags. It's like unreal. And I would go to like the outlet stores where they would be such a great deal, but I was still spending like over $100 per purse. And when I finally, became vegan and obviously wasn't using any more leather products, I had, oh my God, I don't even think I remember a count, but it was well over 10. So I spent so much money on designer purses, and it's so frustrating to me because at the time that I was buying them, number one, I was not vegan, I was vegetarian, but I was still animal rights, like that was in my head. So I don't know what I was thinking buying leather, and that makes me so angry that I was that naive and that stupid. I kind of feel like that I was still partaking in that. I know I was vegetarian and I was still obviously eating cheese and dairy and eggs, but I regret that so much, buying leather vegan handbags or leather handbags. And the second reason I regret buying them is the fact that they were so expensive, and I don't think I necessarily bought them because I loved them and they were just like perfect, or I don't really know. Honestly, I feel like, reflecting back on it now, that I bought those to impress people or to have people see me a certain way, and that is just super sad that now that I think about that, because now, I mean, obviously I care about what people think of me. Honestly, I worry about how people think about like what I'm doing or my actions, and not necessarily about like my physical appearance. That's just not, I guess I care a little bit, but it's not something that I'm super concerned about. I'm more concerned about whether or not people find me a good person or not. And the fact that I bought so many expensive, very expensive, well over $1,000 worth of designer handbags for other people to see me a certain way. Like what? Number two. This one is hard to talk about because this is more recent and fresh, and I'm still super angry with myself in this situation because, again, I don't know, let's just talk about what my number two is. So my number two is my current car. I'm currently driving a 2015 Toyota Prius, and get to give a little backstory. When I was, oh my gosh, I was probably maybe 7 years ago. It was probably even longer than that. It was probably 8 or 9 years ago. I was turning in a leased car and I really wanted to just buy one. And I went to a couple of the car dealerships and I really wanted a Prius, but my credit was crap, or the payments were super, super high and I just didn't do it. So my dad ended up buying me a 2003 Honda Civic, and that car ran amazingly. Like, I drove that car from probably 2008 or 9 up until 3 years ago. And I really didn't have that many issues with it. I had to put it, you know, $1,000 here or there for minor things, but that car was amazing. And I forget how many miles it had on it, maybe 140 when I turned it in to get the Prius. But so anyway, I go to the car dealership with my ex at the time, and obviously still, and he was actually in shopping for a Prius. And I just take him there, and we're sitting there, and he starts signing all the paperwork to go ahead and buy his 2014 Prius. And I got completely, I don't even know what you want to call it. Basically, the car dealer was, oh, let me like take a look at your car, and because I wanted a Prius so bad, I said okay. And then he talked me into saying, oh, we had our guys look at it, your transmission's about to go anytime soon. And I was about to move and get a better paying job, so I'm thinking, oh, I can afford a almost $400 car payment, when I literally, for years while I was driving that Honda Civic, would tell people I'm going to run this car into the ground because I didn't pay for it and I didn't have a car payment. And then within minutes, I signed my car over and I lost my car, obviously, and I got this $358 car payment. And it actually makes me sick thinking about it now, because I still owe $10,000 on it. And I was a complete and utter idiot when it came to that. I let my emotions at that moment, with my ex buying this car that I had always wanted, and thinking that because I was gonna be making like 30 grand more, that I could just afford it now. Even though now, like, I know, like, when when your salary increases, your like lifestyle should stay the same. And this one's hard for me to talk about because I just feel very angry about how dumb I was in that situation. And I'm paying the price now in the amount of $358 a month until I can pay it off, which hopefully will be at the end of this year. So number 2 is my car. All right, now my number 3 is actually something that kind of goes along with the first one, and that is shoes. I went through a period where I bought so many shoes, and I don't even know why, because a lot of the shoes that I was buying, number 1, again, were not vegan. They had leather. I think I went to one of the outlet stores, and it was not Michael Kors. It was another shoe designer, very popular. And I think I bought like 5 pairs that day. I spent well over a couple $100. And I don't know why, because they were so uncomfortable, and I honestly don't even think I wore those shoes maybe even once. I don't even think I wore a lot of them one time because they caused my feet so much pain. That was such a waste of money. I mean, I literally spent thousands of dollars on name brand shoes for nothing because I didn't even wear them. I don't really have a reason for it. I thought they were cool in the store, they look cute. And then I actually put them on when I was about to go out, and then realized I can't walk in them because I already have really bad ankle issues, and because I broke my ankle, and I can't really wear heels anymore. So I'm not really sure what I did and why I did it. Probably a lot because of the same scenario as the purses. I wanted to look a certain way and have people see me a certain way, and I thought, oh well, the girls in the magazines, just people in general, you see them and you want to be like them. So much money spent on uncomfortable shoes that I literally just didn't even end up wearing. So number 3, shoes, designer shoes. And number 4 is gonna have to be clothes. Now, I never was like a name brand type clothes person. I still am not, but I would go out and still buy like a ton of clothes, whether it be Target or mall stores. Charlotte Russe was a big one. I loved Charlotte Russe. I still love Charlotte Russe. Even though, you know, I'm in my late 30s, it's okay. But yeah, I would go and just buy like outfits. Yes, they wouldn't be super expensive, but I would buy a lot, which obviously adds up. And my closet, I'm not even kidding you. I wish I had, maybe I can find pictures and insert them here. I had so many clothes. And when I when I started on this minimalist journey and was reading Marie Kondo, I did the, does this bring you joy? And I would say like 90% absolutely did not. And when I lived in Vegas, I did this like, you know, spring, some type of cleaning, and I seriously got rid of like 80% of my clothes. I probably went from like, I don't even know, 300 shirts and tops to 20. I got rid of so many clothes. At one point when I moved to Philadelphia from Pittsburgh, I think I had like 8 or 9 garbage bags filled with clothes, just clothes. And I remember going through, just unpacking everything and thinking, oh my God, I have so many clothes. Now I think I might be able to fill 3 garbage bags, and that includes like PJs, socks, like everything. So I got rid of a ton of stuff, and I'm very happy with that. But I spent so much money on all those clothes. And yes, some of them were thrifted, but again, when you're buying tons and tons of clothes, it obviously adds up. And I don't even want to think about how much money I spent towards clothes, you know, back a couple years ago. Now I might go shopping 3 times a year. Yeah, I really don't go shopping ever. So, and when I do, it's like, it's almost like a guilty feeling, like, do I really need this? So if I do go shopping, it's something that I absolutely need and I don't have like in my wardrobe currently. So definitely number four is clothes. All right guys, so number 5 is books. I used to have, oh my gosh, I would say 500 plus books, and I'm not even exaggerating. I used to have like these 2 massive bookshelves, and they were completely filled to the point where I would have to like double stack them, so you couldn't even see the back part, like the ones in the back. That's how many books I had. And a lot of them I didn't buy. I mean, I did buy a lot of them at like Barnes and Nobles and places like that. I did thrift a lot of books, but again, when you have 500 plus books, that adds up. And what's sad about all that is I didn't even read a lot of them. I would say most of them I didn't read. I had them in my apartment. They looked really good, but I would say most of them I didn't read. So I'm not gonna lie, I do miss having books here, and I do miss having like a really big bookshelf. But I can see where like, that was like, I think one of the I'm not gonna lie, this was one of the hardest things to get rid of when I was doing the whole Marie Kondo thing. I got rid of a ton of books, and it hurt my heart a lot. But I know that hopefully other people are reading the books that I got rid of, and the books that I did keep, I absolutely love and read multiple times. So I'm very happy that I kept the ones that I did. And when I go to the store now, well, honestly, I haven't bought a book. I don't remember the last time I bought an actual book. But now I mostly do Audible, so I listen to them in the car, and then now like I'm a huge horror freak, but now I would say like I do more personal development and then horror every now and then, and currently I'm listening to Lord of the Rings. So yeah, definitely number 5 is books, and I do miss them, but I regret paying so much money. I don't even know how much money I spent on books at one point in my life. It was all during like college time though, I would say, that I bought most of them. So books is number 5.